Hello, my name is Rick Hall. I'm going to be the proctor for your BPI Building Analyst Technician Field Exam. There are 14 different sections in the field exam and 137 different grading points. A number of cases, you're going to see multiple answers to a grading point. I'll give you an example right off the bat. In oral questions, one of the questions is, what are three important things needed for combustion? That tells you that there are three components to this question. If you miss one of the three, BPI allows us proctors to give at a 0 if they miss any portion of it, or a 1. There is no half points. There is nothing along those lines. So I'm going to be doing 14 different videos and breaking down each of these 14 different components. The first one is oral questions. The first question is, what are three important things needed for combustion? The three important things are, you're going to need a fuel source, you're going to need oxygen or air, and you're going to need an ignition source. The second question is, according to ANSI BPI 1200, what are 2 points of data to be collected during combustion safety inspection and testing? There's more than 2. There's probably 10 or 12. But I'll give you a couple of examples. One would be safe operation. One would be appliance and vent configuration. Another one would be CO levels in the appliance flue, spillage or backdrafting, venting system performance, ambient carbon monoxide, fire or safety hazards. Those are a few of them. Question number 3, name one way carbon monoxide is generated. Well, the answer that they're looking for is incomplete combustion. However, what causes incomplete combustion can be dirty burners, improper fuel-air mixture, flame impingement, insufficient combustion air. Question number 4, according to ANSI BPI 1200, what is the minimum required slope of a vent connector? Well, the flue vent must be a 1/4 inch rise up from the appliance to the vertical flue. So that'd be 1/4 inch rise per foot up. What two important factors are needed to determine if there is adequate combustion air? Well, you need to know what the volume of the room is and what the total BTUs of the appliance is, input. As an example, you need 50 cubic feet per 1,000 BTUs of combustion appliance. So if you had a 100,000 BTU combustion appliance, you would simply take 100, multiply it by 50, and that would tell you you'd need 5,000 cubic feet of combustion of combustion air to sustain combustion properly. Name 2 conditions that can affect baseline CAS or combustion appliance zone pressure differential measurements. The baseline CAS pressure differential measurement is the measurement in the standby position of the house in the combustion appliance zone area, which is where your furnace or your water heater or both of them are, in relation to or with reference to the outdoors. So what can cause that is wind, if the wind's blowing, interior door positions, pinched hose, stack effect, if you set the manometer up improperly, people in the building changing door or window positions, somebody decides to open a window. There are a number of others, but those are at least 2. Name 2 causes of depressurization in the CAS. What will make the combustion appliance zone go negative? It can be a bathroom fan, kitchen fan, clothes dryer, open filter slot, stack effect, again a change in the door position, forced air distribution system leaks. If you turn on the mechanical equipment and there's leaks that are more negative than positive, or more on the return than on the supply, it can cause the system to go, or the combustion appliance to depressurize. Number 8, name 2 acceptable tools or equipment for visually assessing spillage as specified in the ANSI BPI 1200. You can use a mirror, and we'll be demonstrating that in our combustion appliance home safety test, or smoke pencils, or something along the lines of a smoke generator. Number 9, if a mechanical fan is removing 100 CFM of air, how much air will be replaced in 2 minutes? Well, if you run a 100 cubic feet per minute fan for 5 minutes, that would be 100 times the number of minutes, or in that case, 500 minutes. For our exam, they're asking 2 minutes. So 100 times 2 minutes equals 200 CFM. Name the organization, question number 10, name the organization whose standards are referenced in ANSI BPI 1200 regarding indoor air quality and / ventilation and combustion appliance venting. Well, for indoor air quality / ventilation, it would be ASHRAE, and for combustion appliance venting, it would be NFPA. A candidate will be asked to match forced air system terms to numbered components on an image. You're going to end up getting a visual, and it will have 6 different components on it. You must identify 4 of them. So there'll be components like a supply plenum. They're part of the ducting system or forced air system. A supply plenum, supply duct or trunk, supply branch takeoff is one of them. A blower cabinet would be another one of them. The return plenum or airdrop would be another one. And finally, a filter slot. Item number 12, question number 12. The candidate will be asked to match residential construction structural components terms to numbered images. You're going to get 5 different images, or 8 different images, my apologies, 8 different images on 2 sheets of paper. On a 3rd sheet of paper, you'll get 8 different terms. You've got to match 5 of those terms of different construction structural components. 1 is going to be a rafter. 2 is going to be a floor joist. The 3rd one will be a ceiling joist. The 4th item that you would be able to, or identifier, is a truss. Number 5 is a cantilever. That's kind of a jut out on a 2nd floor, or for a breakfast nook or that sort of thing. 6 would be wall stud, 7 knee wall, and the last one is rim joist. Well, geographically, some people call them band joists, so you've got to understand that depending on where you're coming from, it can be a rim or a band joist. Number 13, the candidate will be asked to identify the amperage of the main electrical panel for an image. You're going to end up getting a picture of a main electrical panel, and it's going to have a number of breakers on it. The main breaker is the one that you're going to want to identify. In our case, it's going to be 200 amps, but you'll be able to see that from the picture. Number 14, the candidate will be asked to identify 4 data points to collect from images of heating or cooling appliance data plate. So you can choose, one will be an air conditioner, the other one will be a furnace or outside unit, condensing unit, outside condensing unit, or fossil fuel furnace. You're going to have to identify, say on the heating, you're going to have to identify the manufacturer, the model number, the serial number, and the fuel type. The model and serial number are going to be pretty easy. The manufacturer sometimes is kind of hidden in there. So pay close attention to that. Then also the fuel type, what type of fuel it uses for the furnace. On the cooling side, again, the manufacturer might be a little bit hidden. You'll get the model number be pretty easy, and the serial number will be fairly easy. But the refrigerant type is going to be the tough one. You've got to identify what type of refrigerant, and it's kind of hard because they don't say type. They just give you a amount of charge. So you'll have to be able to use that to identify what the refrigerant type is. And then finally, the candidate will be asked to match light bulb terms to numbered images. So I'll be showing you one paper with 5 different types of light bulbs. The different types of light bulbs are CFL, halogen, LED, incandescent, and fluorescent. You have to match 3 of them. And that's it for section 1 on questions.